Hello everyone, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture we'll see solution of problem number 6. Since in my last lecture already we have completed the solution of the problem number 1. From problem number 2 to problem number 5 are similar problem like a one only. So it will be homework for you. So in this lecture we will complete the solution of problem number 6. Problem number 6 here they are saying, here we need to find Karl Pearson coefficient of correlation between demand and price. Since two variable we have, first variable is demand, second variable is price. Demand is given in quintal and price is given in per kg, right? And here we need to find the Karl Pearson coefficient of correlation. So before solving the problem, whatever variable is given, we'll consider it as a variable x and variable y. So here we will consider that x is nothing but demand in quintal. Demand in quintal. And y is nothing but, here they are given price in paise. Price in paise per kg, right? So the two variable x and variable y has been considered over here. So to find the Karl Pearson coefficient of correlation, here we need to apply this formula. And if we're going to apply this formula, so here we should know the intermediate values like x bar, x minus x bar, y minus y bar, and denominator also we have the intermediate parameter. So all these parameter, all those intermediate parameter we need to calculate over here. And to calculate intermediate parameter, here we'll use the table, and with the help of the table, we're going to calculate all intermediate parameter over here, right? So since we know that, so two variable here we have. So first variable already we have considered as a x. First column we write x and second column we write y. And whatever is given, we're going to copy it everything over here, right? The first value is nothing but 65 here we have. And second value they are given 66. Third value we have 67. Next we have, again we have 67 only, right? So I'll going to copy everything over here. 67. Then 68. 69 we have. Then 70 and 72. In similar way the variable y is also given. And it is nothing but 67. 68. 65. 68, 72, after 72 again we have 72, the last two values are 69 and 71. I hope you understood this thing, right? So since according to formula here we need to find x minus of x bar, right? So first of all I'm going to calculate the value of x bar and y bar over here. So since x already we have, so from x we're going to find the value of summation of x, from y we can calculate summation of y. And if we're going to do the addition of all values of x and all values of y, so here we'll get 544 and here we'll get 552. I hope you understood this thing. Since according to the intermediate parameter, we should have the values of x minus of x bar. So here we'll find the values of x minus of x bar. At the same time also we need to find y minus of y bar. Y minus of y bar, right? So since x bar we need to calculate over here, and to calculate x bar, here we'll use the formula. X bar is nothing but a summation of x divided by n. Total number of samples are 8, and summation of x is nothing but 544 we have, and divided by 8. 544 divided by 8, if you're going to calculate, here you will get 68. In similar way, another thing also we have, here we need to find y bar also, right? The formula for the y bar is nothing but summation of y divided by total n. Summation of y is nothing but 552. Capital N is nothing but 8. 552 divided by 8. If you're going to calculate over here, so here you will get 69. So here we have calculated x bar and also we have calculated y bar. So now on the basis of that, we're going to calculate the remaining things over here. So since x bar is nothing but 68, so all the values of x over here, since x bar is nothing but 68, here we have calculated, right? From every x we're going to subtract 68. So 65 minus of 68 will be minus 3, 66 minus 68 will be minus 2, and here we'll get minus 1, 0, 69 minus 68 will be 1, then 2, then 4. I hope you understood this thing, right? In similar way, we can calculate y minus of y bar, and y bar has been calculated and it's nothing but 69. From every value of y, we're going to subtract 69. 67 minus 69 will be minus 2. 68 minus 69 will be minus 1. 65 minus 69 will be nothing but minus of 4. 68 and minus of 1. 72 minus of 69 will be nothing but 3. Again we'll get 3. 69 minus 69 will be 0. 71 minus 69 will be 2, right? I hope you understood everything over here. Since according to the intermediate parameter, in the numerator here we need to find x minus x bar multiplied by y minus y bar. Then afterward we need to take the summation of all. So second column and third column will going to multiply it over here. So x minus of x bar multiplied by y minus of y bar will going to calculate over here, right? So 3 to just 6, minus minus will be plus only. Then 2, 4, 1, 0, 3, 0 and 8 will going to come, right? So here we have calculated the multiplication of x minus x bar into y minus of y bar. Now after that, in the numerator we need to take the summation of all, right? So here we'll find the summation of everything. So summation of x minus of x bar multiplied by y minus of y bar we need to calculate over here. As soon as if I'm going to take the summation of everything, so here we'll get 24. So now successfully here we have calculated the numerator, right? But in the denominator we need to find x minus x bar the whole square of summation, right? So x minus x bar has been calculated in column number 3. From x minus of x bar, we can find x minus of x bar square. In similar way, in the last column, we can calculate y minus of y bar of the whole square, right? Now I'm going to take the square over here. So minus 3 square will be nothing but 9. 2 square will be nothing but equal to 4. 1 square will be 1. 1 square will be 1. 0, 1, 4 and 16 will going to come. Y minus y bar of the square we need to find over here. So minus 2 square will be nothing but equal to 4. 1 square will be 1. 4 square will be 16. 1, 9, 9, 0 and 4, right? I hope you understood everything here now. Now after that we're going to calculate summation of x minus of x bar of the whole square, and here we'll find the summation of y minus of y bar of the whole square, right? So if I'm going to find the summation of x minus x bar of the whole square, then here we'll get 36 and here we'll get 44. So since all intermediate parameter has been calculated from the table, so now we're going to use this formula. Formula I hope already you know, right? How to calculate coefficient of correlation. So here we'll use the formula now. So by using formula, the formula is nothing but small r is equal to, in numerator we need to write summation of x minus of x bar multiplied by y minus of y bar. Then we'll go to the denominator. In denominator everything we have to write inside the square root. Summation of x minus of x bar square multiplied by summation of y minus of y bar of the whole square. Since summation of x minus x bar into y minus y bar has been calculated, and this is nothing but this value, right? And here we have obtained 24, so we're going to put this thing here 24. Then inside the square root, summation of x minus x bar square we have calculated over here, and it's nothing but 36. Then summation of y minus y bar has been calculated, and it's nothing but 44. I hope you understood everything over here. Now after simplification, here you will get 0.60 and 30. So this is nothing but the value of small r, and small r is called coefficient of correlation, or it is also called Karl-Pearson coefficient of correlation. So in this lecture successfully we have completed the solution of problem number 6. I hope you understood everything over here. So we're going to end this lecture here only. From the coming lecture, we're going to start with a new thing. Thank you.